Now, for all our horses to accept clipping, it becomes part of their daily grooming. Every time that we work with our horses, and of course that entails grooming as well, the clippers are always a part of it while they're learning to accept to be clipped. First thing they have to do is get used to the sound. Well, the sound is basically just turning it on and moving around the horse as you have the clippers on. And these clippers that I have here are the very new clippers that I absolutely love by Oster. They're the Apex clippers. Why I really like them, number one, you can go cordless, which is great for young horses. And two, it has 2 speeds. It has a very slow speed. This is great for the young horses, especially working around the delicate head. And then it's got a second faster speed, and that faster speed's for thicker hair that you would use with the legs. So I really, really like this. But the clippers are just turned on. Never do I clip the horse. It may be for days, weeks, or months, depending on the horse. They have to get used to the sound first. Now that my horse is used to the sound, and as again I turned it on, Judy made no indication that she was worried or concerned in any way. I'm going to now get my horse used to the touch of the clippers, and that means touching with my hand, not the extra clippers yet. And as I maneuver around my horse, I always want to watch my horse. And when I watch my horse, I'm going to know what he's thinking by watching where his eyes are looking and certainly where his ears are working. When you're working with a cord type blades, you want to make sure that you never have the cord where I have it right now with Judy. Because here she could chew on or nibble on the cord and get electrocuted. You certainly don't want that to happen. So what she's got to be able to do is she's got to be able to accept this cord going over her head. And whenever I'm going to work with my horse, I always make sure that that cord is behind me, not in front of me, as I'm using it for safety reasons and certainly the health of the horse. Now, what I need to do is when I want to get the horse to start touching, look how I have the back of my hand against my horse's skin. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to rub her with the back of my hand and my arm, and I always start at the shoulder and work a little toward her head. Don't get near her head yet. That's the most sensitive area. And I'm going to work back across the horse. And as I come back and working back and forth and up and down, at all times, I'm never touching her with the clippers. I'm just rubbing and touching. And as I do that, and the horse is standing as Judy is standing, she certainly is accepting. Actually, she likes what I'm doing here with these clippers in my hand. That's your next step. Then once they accept it through the whole body, then you need to start on the head. I always, again, start at the jaw. The hairs are thicker there, and they're less sensitive. Let's change hands. Just hold on a little bit to the halter, not hang on it or lean on it in any way, just to steady the head. And then I always come up to the front of the forehead here like so. Then when I want to get up by the ear area, again, this is your most sensitive area, but as you see here, I'm just touching, brazing with my arm and never touching with the clippers. And that's our stage 2 that the horse has to do before you ever start clipping them. The next area we're going to clip is the bridle path. The bridle path is a great area to always clip no matter what breed, or even if you don't show horses, because it will keep the separation of your mane and the horse's forelock. It always makes it so much easier putting halters and bridles on. Of course, I'm going to have my halter on if I'm just beginning my horse to clip this area. Another thing that I'm going to do very smartly is that when I'm getting my horse used to the clippers up in this area, you see how I've got my offhand, my left hand, pushing the ear forward on the side that I'm working. I'm going to pull my halter back, and here I want to clip against the way the hair grows, so I'm going to be going away from the head so I get a nice clean cut on both sides. You start with just behind the poll of the horse. The poll is right here. Start just about a ½ inch behind that pole. If you clip too much down by the pole, then you're going to have a little bulb up there, and it looks much nicer with the natural hair. And about 4 or 5 inches of clipping there is all that you need for your halter or your head stall to be nice and organized and separate the mane from the forelock. Also, too, this is your first step in getting close to the ears, which again we'll do very, very last, but it's a very good first step of your horse accepting the clipping by clipping this area. Make sure you keep in mind, if it's for the show ring, the smaller you clip the bridle path, the longer you're going to make the mane look. If it's a natural mane for Western classes, or if you're going to braid the horse for hunt seat classes. You never would clip further back than the length of the horse's ear, so that's another good rule of thumb for you to know. So if I was to bring the ear back, you would never clip beyond that. Next, we're going to trim the whiskers around the muzzle, the fine hairs in the nostrils, and the whiskers on the eyes. We're going to do this if we're in the show ring. If you don't show your horse, leave the whiskers on. They are great little antlers for the horse, and gives them an alarm that something is there before it touches its delicate nose. So if you're not showing, just leave them on. But if you are showing, it will bring a lot of refinement and cleanness to the horse's muzzle. Now, this is a very sensitive area, so you need to really make sure that you use that touch first. Touch it with the vibration of the clippers. I always bring my hand underneath the head, hold the bridge of the nose, have them touch. See there? I did a little bit strong. There we go. The back of the clippers, and then clip the whiskers. And you always clip them with against the way that the hair grows. That'll get you a real fine cut and totally eliminate the whisker. So again, this you're going to take your time with, because they're very delicate to see, and make sure that you don't get any of the hairs of the horse, that you just get the whiskers. So how you're going to really just get the whiskers is when you're using your clipper, then end the stroke in an upward motion. Then even more delicate, and you only do this after they totally accept the whiskers. Then I'm going to spread the nose apart, or the nostrils apart here, and start to clip. There's little fine hairs in there, and then I'm going to pull the nose here like I'm doing here, and there's all little hairs on the inside of this side of the nostril. So if I clip all those hairs out, as you see here now, I get a nice clean look, and it's going to make that nostril look bigger. As you see here with the muzzle, all the whiskers gone, it draws attention there and makes it look more refined.